You are not disciplined. Don't argue with me. Don't scroll past this. Sit with that statement for 1 second. You are not disciplined. I know, because if you were truly disciplined, you wouldn't need a YouTube video to motivate you. You wouldn't be hitting snooze. You wouldn't be negotiating with yourself about whether you should go to the gym today. You wouldn't be watching someone else do what you know you should be doing. And here's the part that nobody on the internet wants to tell you. That failure, that mediocre life you're living, it's entirely 100% your fault. There's a thing inside your head. Scientists call it the prefrontal cortex. I call it your internal governor. It's the part of your brain that talks you out of things before they even start. It whispers, "You're tired. You'll do it tomorrow. You've already worked hard this week. You deserve a break." That voice has been running your life, and you've been listening to it. Today that stops. Today I'm going to hand you 5 steps, not feel-good motivational steps, not a morning routine checklist. 5 brutal, proven, uncomfortable methods to build the kind of discipline that doesn't crack under pressure, doesn't negotiate on bad days, and doesn't need a motivational video to get off the couch. But I have to warn you, this isn't for soft people. If you're here for a hug, find another channel. If you're here to become harder than the hardest day you've ever faced, let's go. Before we get into the steps, you need to understand something real, something they don't show you on the highlight reel. Hard work doesn't look like a cinematic montage. It doesn't smell like victory. At 4:15 in the morning, when your alarm goes off and it's cold and dark and your whole body is telling you that you're crazy, there's nothing inspiring about that moment. It feels awful. Your feet hit the floor and your mind immediately starts building its case for why you should go back to sleep. It's logical. It's persuasive. It cites your health, your rest, your productivity. It sounds almost reasonable. That is the test. That is the exact moment discipline is either built or destroyed. At 3 a.m. on your 18th mile, when your knees are screaming and your lungs are burning and your vision is swimming, that is where calloused minds are forged. Not in the gym when the music's pumping and you're feeling good. Not when the conditions are perfect. In the dark, alone, in pain. When quitting would be so easy that absolutely nobody would blame you. Most people never find out what they're made of because they never put themselves in that position. They stay comfortable. They stay mediocre. They stay safe, and they die, not physically, but spiritually, never knowing what they were truly capable of. That will not be you. Not after today. The accountability mirror, Goggins' foundational technique, radical, brutal honesty about where you are. Step 1 is the most uncomfortable step because it doesn't involve running a marathon or lifting heavy weight. It involves standing in front of a mirror and telling yourself the truth, not the version of the truth that makes you feel okay. The actual, unfiltered, disgusting truth. I want you to grab a pack of sticky notes tonight. Go to your bathroom mirror, and I want you to write down every single thing you are not doing that you know you should be. Every excuse you've been carrying around like it's somebody else's fault. Every goal you set in January that's already dead. Write them all on sticky notes. Stick them on that mirror. And then every single morning, you look at those notes and you answer for them. Not to your boss, not to your spouse, not to social media, to yourself. This is not about shame. This is about accountability. When you stop lying to yourself about where you are, you gain real power because you can't fix what you refuse to acknowledge. Most people are running from their reflection. You're going to stand in front of yours and have a reckoning as those sticky notes get addressed, as you actually do the things you've been avoiding. You take them down, one by one. And the day that mirror is clean, you'll understand what it means to be an honest human being. Until then, the mirror doesn't lie, and neither should you. Your mind is soft. I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm saying it as a diagnosis. Because minds can be made hard the same way skin gets calloused from hard work. You put it under stress, you expose it to friction again and again, and it toughens. But here's the thing about callousing the mind. You have to do it on purpose. Every day you need to choose one thing that is uncomfortable and you need to do it anyway. Not because it's fun, not because you'll get a trophy, because the act of overriding discomfort, repeatedly, methodically, without exception, is what rewires your brain's relationship with hard things. Your cold shower, that's a rep. Your 5 a.m. run in the rain, that's a rep. Saying no to the drink, turning off the TV at 9 p.m. to study, doing the extra set when your body says stop. Every single one of those is a rep toward a callous mind. Here's what most people get wrong about discipline. They think they need to be motivated to do hard things. They wait for a feeling. Discipline is the murder of that feeling. You do it not because you feel like it. You do it specifically because you don't feel like it, and you do it anyway. That's the difference between a disciplined person and a victim. One acts despite the feeling, the other is controlled by it. Pick your suffering today, volunteer for it, Do not negotiate. Do not modify it to be easier. Go through the middle of it, not around it. That is how you callous a mind. This is where the script transitions from diagnosis to ammunition. Tone shifts from confrontational to strategic when your body is shutting down, when your mind is begging you to stop, when you've hit the wall and there is nothing left. What do you reach for? Most people reach for nothing. They haven't built anything to reach for. So they quit. And then they wonder why they keep quit. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to build a cookie jar, not a literal jar, a mental one. Fill it with every hard thing you've ever gotten through. Every moment you thought you couldn't survive and you did. Every time you were absolutely certain you were done and you found another gear. Every single piece of evidence that proves you are tougher than you think you are, write them down. Physically write them. That time you worked through a family crisis and didn't collapse. That time you trained through an injury. That time you stayed up 3 nights building something that mattered. That time you hit rock bottom and clawed your way back up. These are not stories. These are data points. Evidence, proof of what you are actually made of when you're at mile 80% of a 100-mile race and every cell in your body says stop. You reach into the cookie jar. You pull out a memory. I've been here before. I survived that. I can survive this. Discipline without a cookie jar is just willpower, and willpower runs out. But when you combine will with the actual lived evidence of your own toughness, that is a different kind of fuel. That is the fuel that doesn't deplete when it gets hard. That's what keeps you moving when moving makes no logical sense. Start building that jar today. Every rep counts. Every hard thing you've overcome goes in the jar. And when the darkness comes, because it will come, you'll have something to reach for. You've been measuring yourself against the wrong thing. You look at what the person next to you is doing. You look at social media and compare your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You get demoralized because someone else is further ahead, and you tell yourself the story that you can never catch up. Stop right now. That comparison will kill you. The only person you need to be better than today is the person you were yesterday. That is the only competition that matters. And when you lock in on that competition, when you start going to war with your own limitations instead of somebody else's progress, something savage gets unlocked inside you. This is what taking souls means. It doesn't mean beating someone else into the ground. It means showing up so completely, so relentlessly, so without compromise that the version of you that could have quit yesterday is unrecognizable. You outwork your old self so thoroughly that the old you couldn't keep up if it tried. You know how you take souls in your own life. You do what the average person won't do. While they sleep in, you're up. While they complain about the conditions, you're already moving. While they're looking for a shortcut, you're running straight at the hardest part of the problem. Not to prove it to them, to prove it to you. Because here's the truth about discipline that nobody tells you. It becomes an identity. It stops being something you do and becomes something you are. And once you are a disciplined person, once that is your identity at the core, the only thing that breaks you is if you betray yourself. And you won't, because now you know what you are. So compete with yesterday, destroy yesterday, and make tomorrow look at today in awe. All of this means nothing if it stays in your head. None of the cookie jars, none of the accountability mirrors, none of the soul taking, none of it works without a schedule. You want to build unbreakable discipline? Then stop treating your hard work like something you'll get to when life calms down. Life will never calm down. Life is specifically designed to fill every empty pocket of time you have with something easier and more comfortable than the work you need to do. You have to protect the hard work the way you protect your finances, your relationships, your health. You put it on the calendar and you treat it like a non-negotiable appointment with someone who would absolutely ruin you if you stood them up. And here's the savage part of scheduling that most productivity gurus won't tell you. Stop trying to schedule what feels comfortable. Schedule the thing you've been avoiding the longest, the project that scares you, the conversation you keep postponing, the training session that sounds miserable, the skill you've been saying you'll learn when things slow down. Put it on the calendar for tomorrow, 5 a.m., no excuses, no modifications. And then when that alarm goes off in the dark tomorrow morning, you are going to have a very clear, very simple choice in front of you. Are you the person you said you were going to be? That's the whole game. That's all discipline is, every single day. The question on the table is always the same. And how you answer it, quietly with your actions when nobody is watching, that is who you actually are, not who you post about, not who you tell people you're going to be, who you are at 5 a.m. when the world is asleep and the only one who knows the answer is you. Slow down delivery here. Each sentence lands separately, long pauses between paragraphs, camera close on face, no music until final 30 seconds. We've covered 5 steps: the accountability mirror, callousing the mind, the cookie jar, taking souls, and protecting the hard work with a savage schedule. But here's what I know about people, about you specifically. Right now, you're going to feel fired up for the next 20 minutes. And then life is going to come back in. The comfort is going to creep back. The governor in your head is going to start whispering again. And by tonight, this video will be one of 17 things you consume today that you'll never act on. Don't let that happen. When this video ends, I don't want a like. I don't want to subscribe, though I'll take it. I don't want you to share this to your story so people think you're motivated. I want you to close this app, put your phone down, and go do the hardest thing that is waiting for you right now. The thing you've been negotiating with yourself about. The workout, the email you owe someone, the chapter you need to study, the conversation you need to have. The first step on the plan you keep revising instead of executing. Go do it. Not tomorrow, not after dinner. Right now, while the fire is still lit, because here's the final truth. Discipline is not built in the moments when you're watching videos about discipline. Discipline is built in the seconds after you turn the video off and you choose movement over comfort. Every single time, without exception, without a good reason, without a perfect moment. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not a product of your upbringing or your failures or your excuses. You are the result of every single decision you make right now, in this moment when it would be easier not to. So make the decision, stay hard.